Sounds good. All right, you probably stop the winch there. It's a pretty good position to start. All right. All right, so what I can do, a little trick, go into auto depth, and then see what thrust commands it ends up, and then you know what to set your Z bias at. It's a little trick. Yeah. So I'll just let it settle out here.
This is the video engineer on board the Okeanos, reminding all participating in today's dive that the audio and video associated with the dive is being streamed live on the internet and being recorded here
turn hydraulics on and
for archive purposes.
Get my swing arms out if you'd like.
Please keep this in mind as we conduct today's operations.
I'll turn to starboard.
Thank you and have a good dive.
So you can see the starboard side too if you want.
All right, pilots, looks like T2's on bottom. Everything seems to match high pack well.
I think you can do it either way on deployment. Yeah, I typically go out and then down.
Good morning to everyone on the shore. This is the NOAA ship Okeanos Explorer. We're coming live to you today from 3,300 meters in the Puerto Rico Trench. We're calling this dive site the Vega Baja landslide. It's suspected to be a landslide or slump feature that we have identified in our multi-beam bathymetry with the assistance of our colleagues at the U.S. Geological Survey. My name is Steve Oskovich. I'm going to be one of your science co-leads on this dive and through this expedition. I'm a PhD candidate at Temple University in Philadelphia in the Department of Biology. I'm a deep-sea ecologist working on the biogeography of deep-water corals
I go outboard then deploy uppers.
And
I typically deploy then go down.
Hi, my name is Stacey Williams from the Institute for Socio-Ecological Research and also Coastal Survey Solutions, both companies located in Puerto Rico.
You'll give me a big lens flare.
I'm a benthic ecologist, and I've been studying the marine communities throughout Puerto Rico and also throughout the Caribbean.
All right, watch these. This is your pilot speaking. We're on the bottom, and we are just completing our setup and ready to start the dive.
Excellent. I think we're going to just keep on diving our track like yesterday, moving steadily along, and we'll give you plenty of notice we want to look at or sample anything.
Understood.
Pilot, one more thing, similar to yesterday, you know, as we see large failures in the rock or layers in the rock, we also want to take long shots along the wall as we move up so we can see how far it extends.
Understood.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Buenos días y gracias por acompañarnos esta mañana. Este es el Okeanos Explorer. Mi nombre es Stacey Williams y estoy con Steve Oskovich. Hoy vamos a investigar un derrumbe en el fondo de mar. Este sitio está al norte de Vega Baja, en Puerto Rico. Durante el buceo vamos a observar las piedras para entender la historia geológica en este área. Las profundidades de hoy, vamos a empezar en 3.335 metros y vamos a subir hasta 2.867 metros. También durante el buceo vamos a caracterizar las comunidades de organismos que viven en el fondo como corals. This is a tunicate. Oh, looks like a tunicate.
I think it's a,
or is it a
sea cucumber.
Sea cucumber?
Kind of just doing a headstand of sorts.
Yeah.
I've never seen one
Weird.
exhibiting this behavior before.
Es un pepino de mar en la pantalla ahora.
Looks very much like benthidites we were seeing yesterday, but you know, usually you see their gut is full of sediment. This one is kind of empty.
It's very strange.
Unless it's something else, but I mean, the way it's curling the body looks like it's about to take off, or maybe it had taken off, or maybe it's not feeling so well.
Yeah, I don't see his intestines. It's weird.
Yeah. It could, you know, we did mention that several dives ago that sea cucumbers have the ability to self-eviscerate, basically to spill all their guts in effort to scare potential predators. So that could be one
reason why
fate
we're not
it
seeing.
could have discovered. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to get like a 10-meter move, just to like.
The other thing we were talking about, and
yeah, copy that.
we were discussing from other expeditions, is that echinoderms do some pretty crazy things.
Doing a rotate series,
and
maybe
so we're always seeing them making weird postures.
So like 130.
You know, perhaps, you know, we don't know a lot about how sea cucumbers reproduce. You know, it could be a specific posture it's assuming to spread its gametes potentially. So, you know, these are all things we can hypothesize about. But
how about you guys? 15
right now, all we can say is that it's
an
echinoderm doing some pretty crazy things.
Yeah.
Copy that.
Y también vamos a caracterizar los peces en el fondo de mar. Ayer estuvimos en el norte, en el cañón submarino de Mona, porque había otro derrumbe en el fondo de mar en este sitio.
It's not so light.
Yeah, you're looking a little hot. I gotcha.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. I think there's a white line. Let's see, his is here. This one's pretty much maxed out. You're way, yeah, so that's kind of what you see.
Pilot video.
Go ahead, video.
Got a little bit of a flare in the upper left.
Copy that. Might be the starboard lower outboard or something, or port lower, maybe.
So we were seeing very similar kind of benthic communities.
That looks all the way outboard though. I don't know.
As yesterday's dive along the Mona Canyon.
Yeah, you can just make some adjustments and see if you can correlate it.
On these rock faces, a lot of these glass sponges.
Maybe I'll just
zoom. Today's a little bit different than yesterday. I'm noticing more consolidated structures rather than the talus material we had landed on yesterday. But I think a lot of this material looks more in place, and it's probably why we're seeing a lot more of this encrusting benthic fauna.
Oh, it looks like we have a couple different species, like a branching, looks like branching bryozoan. Also a tunicate, the big ball clear thing to the right. Looks like maybe it's a tunicate, and a couple different glass sponges.
think I need just gonna double check my spelling on this, but I think those carnivorous tunicates, predatory tunicates, are in the genus Megalodocopia. And it's a really fun word to say, but I can never spell it correctly.
Say it 3 times.
Yeah. Megalodocopia.
Megalodocopia. That's a cool name.
Megalodocopia.
Yeah. I think it might be the same genus down here. There may be multiple species of those, though, but it looks very similar.
Hi, video, come on. I can, as we wait for the ship to move, I can take a peek to starboard to see what the topography looks like.
Yeah, but since it looks not too bad right now, permission to double up, put another 15 meters in.
I think so, yeah. I think I can see.
You can see that. I got nothing on Sirius sonar.
Yeah.
Copy.
Add 15 to that.
I might go, no problem. Another 130 if that works.
Yeah.
All right. Oops.
Oh, maybe it could be like reflections from the ground. Like if I, does that change it if I look away from the ground? Like all those shells or something? Or it's the, maybe the craft arm or something.
It's the computer.
Yeah, but as you can see on sonar, D2. D2's looking south, so you're probably seeing this slope kind of turns here. Probably seeing that.
Okay.
So that matches?
That's a good sign.
Yeah, looks good.
Video, it's coming on small white subject chair. Got a minute? Try to center it up for you.
This looks like a different kind of sponge, slightly different than the ones we were seeing earlier. Also likely a glass sponge, based on the appearance.
Alright, what do you got for a delay?
Copy that. It's about 5 minutes.
Not bad.
Yeah, sounds pretty good.
There we go. Finally got you a steady shot video.
Excellent.
Alright, pilot's clear. One video's clear.
So we were noticing this morning how much sediment there is in this area. There's a pretty substantial amount of hard bottom that is a little bit more in place than what we were seeing yesterday.
Like the craft jaw,
but there's a pretty thick sediment drape on top here.
I was going to suggest that,
as well as what looks like some sand channels or debris channels here.
Yeah, it's...
Pilot, at your convenience, can we get a snap zoom on the white sediment in the channel here?
Yeah, absolutely. Video, come in. Hold that.
Looks like it could be, yeah,
like organic base, a lot of shells.
Organic, yeah, pteropod shells and seagrass as well as sargassum. All right. Good to document that. We were talking.
Oh, it looks like there's even Syringodium, the other type of seagrass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I didn't quite pick it out.
No.
We were doing some mid-water surveys yesterday. If you tuned in the afternoon hours, either EST or AST, Atlantic Standard Time, which we're operating in right now, and we were doing some mid-water surveys to see what kinds of organisms live at 2,900, 700 and 500, 300 meters depth. There's an arrested shrimp. one of the swimming shrimps. Usually seen like this cruising along the bottom.
We'll let it go. Next video. We can leave them off until we need to.
Actually, it was very impressive yesterday, you know, during the midwater dives when, I mean, most of these organisms, you need a microscope to actually see them, and we were seeing them with the cameras,
geological features.
which is really cool in their natural habitat.
Yeah.
And we were seeing a number of crustaceans as well as fishes and
larvaceans,
gelatinous, plankton of all types.
Showing me where to go.
Jellyfish, siphonophores.
Looks like some depressions over here in my port. This is the direction of movement, which I have is uphill. That's good. A couple rocks up there.
Another arrested shrimp.
Second one. Yeah. So, yeah, a couple minutes for delay, but it still looks clear, so I'd like to bump it another 15 meters. Are you guys still happy with 130 as direction motion?
Yeah.
Copy that.
I'll set up the...
Yeah,
we look good. We got 120. I can put that in.
I think either way.
And yesterday we did collect a geological sample right at the beginning of the dive.
Yeah, soft waypoint. It's pretty much upslope.
Got one sample of a rock that was...
That would be...
around...
you come in on shrimp. I don't see a lot here, video.
You
come in. Yeah.
6.2 kilograms, if I'm remembering correctly. 6.25 kilogram rock.
Yes,
Is fish.
We'll do
there's
120
a
this
fish.
time. We can adjust as we go. Does that sound good?
It's our old friend Ipnops.
Could always count on him or her to be in the dive. So we've been seeing this fish on a number of dives, and those big yellow things on top of its head are the photophores.
I think Ipnops is the only genus in the family. Hypnopidae. Hypnopidae. Another fun word to say.
Hypnopidae.
Any more Zoom video?
Science is all set.
Okay. All right.
Oh, there we go. Answer to our questions. Ipnops is hermaphroditic.
Ah, so it's a female and male.
Pretty reflective ground today, video.
That explains why they can be so sparse.
Oh,
if the slope doesn't increase soon, I might think about lengthening our...
It doesn't say if they're simultaneous or not. I doubt they are.
Yeah, if it starts off as a female and turns into a male.
I'll try to get lasers on it.
It's another one.
Bathysaurus, right?
Another, really big Bathysaurus.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
I thought it was a treat to see the one that we saw the other day, where it was
10 centimeters.
at least a meter long, I would say. This one is probably just as big.
Yeah, I'm going to head over there.
So.
You come out a little bit. Yeah. So that's good.
I'm used to seeing Bathysaurus that are maybe 20 centimeters, 30 centimeters tops, but we've been lucky these past 2 days. We saw ones that are a meter in length. It's unusual for me. It might not be unusual for fish biologists, but with a face like that, wouldn't want to run into one in the middle of the night.
And they're very pale at this depth. The ones that we were seeing in a little bit shallower depths had a little bit more color to them.
A face only a mother could love.
Still really early. Got to give them time. More time.
There might be some parasites on the tail. I saw a nodule on the tail.
All right, video. Let's try to find that.
Yep, I see it. All the way to the end.
Copy.
Look like something attached.
Yeah.
Might be. Oh, yes.
Amphipod.
Amphipod. Yep. Small crustacean.
You got more.
You can kind of see its burrow because it's uplift of on the pectoral tail.
Yep.
Maybe we'll
fin.
Consider that parasite back up for a second. And then we'll go up the fish, I guess.
Very good.
Okay.
Thanks, pilot.
All right, video. Pilot's clear. All right, going back to port.
Okay.
I guess we can go for water column here.
Well, there we go. Another second species of holothurian or sea cucumber for this dive. This one is assuming the swimming position. Look at that. I haven't seen those
Red dots.
linear organs yet in the gut as much, but I think those are reproductive in nature. So you can see the gut, it's filled with sediment, but it seems to be either full of gametes or on the process of possibly reproducing. Yeah, that's something we don't see every day.
Let it go video.
Very cool. Another Alpidiid sea cucumber.
Fish over the rock.
Copy. That's where we're headed.
There's two genera that look very similar in that family, Peniagone and Amperima. Yeah. Oh, could be.
You can come up with me a little bit, co-pilot.
All right, pilots, how do you feel about maybe a 30-meter move, 120?
Sounds good.
Copy that. I'll put it in.
All right, video. Come in partial. Oh.
Oh.
Music's on the run, huh?
Yep.
Fish?
I believe it's maybe
Snap it.
Halosar. Yeah, I think it's a Halosar. These have been the most common seen fish species during this expedition so far, I believe.
Copy. I won't go any further away from you. I don't want to tug the tether. All right, come in on sponge. All right.
Here's another glass sponge and a shrimp.
Yeah, what's this
like
on
one
the
of the
left?
swimming shrimps.
You looking at that there? Yeah.
Are they arrested?
After this, we'll head over there. Or I don't know if I'll be able to make it over there, but I can
Tough to say. It could also be a nematocarcinid, but I can't quite see the anatomy very well.
You come in more if you got it.
Thank you.
Pilot's clear. See something. My co-pilot spotted something off to the port. Pretty large. Gotta take a peek. I think it's a large.
Your port cam.
Looks like maybe a archfish.
Yeah, another one. These guys are big. Copy that.
Another one.
Yeah, it's really big. I mean, look at the
You could frame it up
lasers.
Yeah, 10 centimeter lasers. It's easy.
That one's easily over a meter long. If we have time, can we do a quick scan of the body again, like the last one?
Yeah.
Look for parasites.
On the fin.
Yeah, I'm gonna move closer video, and we'll get the parasites.
Don't know if there's one on the back.
Tell if those nodules on the fins could be just. Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
no,
right.
but yeah, look, it's on its
You could come in if you want.
pectoral fin. Ooh, a big one.
There's a sea star as well to the right hand side. We can grab that on the way out.
Is that a close enough view? Watch light?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think that's enough.
Okay. Then I'll come up to the other ones here.
I don't know if that's one right in the center in the back.
Yeah. It's hard to say from this
Without, yeah, from this angle, but it looks like
Fish
it.
biologists, I'm sure, are going to be really excited about this, seeing so many parasites on the fish down here.
Ooh, this is a,
That's two of them, huh?
yeah.
Can make out one on the
I
left.
want to get
but
closer video. Hopefully
on
it
the
doesn't
right,
swim
I think
away.
it's just at a weird angle. So these fish parasites, sometimes they belong to a group that's just referred to as ectoparasites usually. It's feeding on either the tissue or sometimes on the vasculature of the blood vessels of the fish. Yep. Great imagery. These ones, I mean, you can almost see the blood vessels through the tissue of the, I don't know if those are blood vessels or maybe just pigmentation. Difficult to say what they're feeding on.
All right. Come on a little
They're
bit.
big.
Really big isopod or amphipods. Excellent. And there was a sea star after video satisfied to the right hand side in the sediment.
Copy that. Watch lead. I think I saw it. Small white.
Yeah, very small.
You come back in video. Let's grab this little guy.
Couldn't be more than a couple centimeters at most. Looks like a goniasterid of some type.
Yeah, co-pilot, looks like you got another sonar 35 meters out, dead ahead.
We were seeing a bunch of
Like
sea stars in the
115,
sediment at
so that
in
looks
our
pretty
last
good.
dive in the
Lines up
basin.
high pack.
at the
Make that
Yagway spur, and we
direction.
suspected they were maybe Ceramaster,
Copy.
thanks
That
to
actually
our
looks pretty
good friend Chris Ma.
It lines up the slope pretty good, so we can keep that. Yeah, 110-ish.
What is this? Is this something at the end of a thin stock? Video coming partial.
Most days we're joined by a really fantastic group of scientists
Or is
and
it floating?
folks on
Floating,
shore.
I believe.
Oh, there we go.
What is that? Oh, it's got really long
like
tentacles.
Medusa.
I can't see the end of them.
When you can't do a midwater dive, the midwater comes to you.
Yeah.
It's a
Ooh,
ctenophore.
ctenophore. Wow. You could see the combs, really nice.
It reminds me of being in an arcade.
Are these
or
anchored
like
to the
a
ground?
carnival or a fair or something.
They're floating.
He's floating, I believe.
And every time
Tentacles
Emily's
are
here,
super
we're already
long.
seeing some like trippy, iridescent
Yeah, plankton.
animal, plankton.
Go max zoom.
Before it was the Medusa, now it's the Ctenophore.
It's a group of ctenophores called the Tentaculata. There's two major groups, the Tentaculata and the lobate ctenophores, and these ctenophores have these small strands extending off the back or the lower side of the individual.
Yep,
and those tentacles are used kind of like fishing lures to attract possible prey items that might fall into the strands of the ctenophore.
All right.
And even though they look like jellyfish, their anatomy is a little bit different in that they don't have stinging cells like the cnidarians do. They rely more on a sticky cell called a coloblast that is used to stick to possible prey items it can then ingest.
Yeah, copy. You should still have a little
darker spot in the sand.
That spot's 25 meters out.
Can zoom in.
So we can move you.
Just curious what this dark spot is. Just a rock, I think.
I'm going to bump maybe another 10 meters. That'll still put you maybe 10 meters in front of it. Copy. I'll move you 110 if that works.
Gold sponge. All right, come on.
There looks to be something in the water column at the top of the screen.
Yeah, video you can snap in. Possible shrimp.
Something large. Maybe a shrimp.
Thanks, co-pilot.
Shrimp.
Not familiar with these shrimps.
No. Is it swimming upside down or to the side?
Oh. Yeah. I think it is swimming upside down. I wasn't sure what it was doing with its appendages, though. If it was filter feeding or what.
All right, we'll let him go. Some fish in serious view or something. And it's gone. Watch, did you want a closer look at these two sponges or not?
I think we're okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood. We'll keep going video.
Pretty characteristic of this depth. I remember seeing them at almost every deep dive we've done, these horn-shaped or bugle-shaped sponges.
I'll come up to that level.
Likely glass sponges. It's reminiscent of something we've collected in northeast of here in the Anegada Passage. So now we're getting into some terrain.
Yeah, this is a pretty good little rock here. So maybe two sponges on it.
Yeah, I think that's what Sirius was seeing, but Sirius can see above it.
Great.
So it's just a little step.
Yeah, watch these. If you see something on the rock that you'd like me to zoom, just let me know. I think that looks like a similar sponge that we've seen. I'll keep going up.
Okay. All looks pretty similar to what we've been seeing for now, but we'll let you know.
Copy that.
So it's not as much loose rock as yesterday's dive. This is more solidified, consolidated.
Yeah. More manganese crusted, that type of rock. Is there something?
Oh, there's something right there.
Okay, we can come in.
Feathery,
on red subject.
That looks like a Cereanthus. That's the inner.
Some type of anemone. If it has the inner ring of tentacles, it could be a Cereanthid. I think I can just make them out.
You can come in more if you got it.
Tough to say. Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Starting to move them around. So 2 pretty distinct lengths and tentacle morphologies. Even though it's on a hard rocky substrate, now we can clearly make out the muscular foot.
All right, pilot's clear.
Yeah, thanks, pilot. Well, that little rise was not that large.
Serious or D2?
Yeah, serious tracking's kind of wonky. I noted it. But D2 seems to be still pretty good.
It's kind of like big steps of rocks. I'll center up with you. Could come up a little bit if you
We're
want.
sitting at a depth now of around 3,300 meters. We started the dive at 33:39.
That's fine.
And we're going up these stepwise cuts into the rock.
That rock. Well, let's see.
Yeah, looks like
Kind of
serious trapping, a little
expanses
more
of
slow.
wall or vertical substrate with intermittent heavy sediment drifts.
They could also possibly represent different geological layers.
Does Sirius have any more to move, or is Sirius settled out, you think, Sean?
Sirius should be down to probably last couple meters, so a little bit. Do you want to put another, let's see, Sirius got sonar about 35 meters out, maybe another 20 meter hop.
So this substrate, these rocks
110 still
seem
looks good
to
to
be
me.
in place for a
Yeah,
long
happy
period
with
of
that.
time. Do you usually find not so many organisms at this depth? I mean, because we're a little bit deeper than, you know,
Yeah, but
the
you
one
come in
off
on
of La Parguera
multicolored
and
sponge here.
that
See,
area.
it's got a
Yeah.
center is like dark.
Yeah, generally the trend
Well, if it's
is the
dying
deeper
or
you
what?
go, the lower the density of organisms. So the lower abundances typically on a particular dive. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's less diverse. It's just that it's harder to measure the diversity because for every unit time you spend on the bottom, you're just seeing less.
Yeah.
And it takes more time to accumulate species. So the deeper we go, the more time we actually have to spend in order to accurately identify the biodiversity.
All right, video. Pilot's clear.
Looks like we're looking at a sponge and another Megalodicopia predatory tunicate.
Is there a reason that they kind of come in pairs, or is it just coincidence, you think, video come in?
The sponges?
Yeah.
Yeah, we find that, especially in the deep sea, things are very patchy. You might find a very high density, relatively speaking, in one area because of just local recruitment or, possibly fragmentation or budding associated with corals and sponges. But, it is pretty patchy, pretty generally in the deep sea. Also, we find that on hard bottom, things tend to congregate on the hard bottom because the currents are typically accelerated, which yields greater food supply for a lot of different organisms.
Come on, video. Thanks.
So, for example, the colonial tunic or the tunicate would be feeding on something, and the sponge would be feeding on something else, or filtering water some other means.
I see.
And then I guess hypothesis number 3 is that harder, older rock like this that is manganese coated or very in place is more stable, so you tend to have older things growing for a long period of time and not completely washed out with sediment.
It's not finished yet, so I don't even think you're seeing that move
he
in
called
progress right now.
He called in 20, so I think you will start to feel that 20-meter hop in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, that was only 3 minutes ago. No, you're good.
I have a second here, so I'm going to look to starboard, see what the profile looks like here.
We're continuing up this kind of stepwise geological layers that we've been seeing since the start of our dive. It's more or less been this similar kind of habitat with attached corals, or sponges at least, no corals yet, and invertebrates, attached invertebrates. Oh yeah,
there's something branching, right? It's right at the base of that rock outcrop. It's now blending in with the background. It's right to the left of the, lasers.
Come in. I don't see it yet. Do you see it?
Right there.
Oh, yeah. Good eye. I did not see that.
It's like some kind of stem. Those look like hydroids to me. But it's most likely that the hydroids didn't make that stem. So there could be evidence in this area of...
Could come in more if you got it. Small yellow.
Some organisms, like possibly a coral, that could have created this stem.
Like some scum or something.
Some encrusting organisms. This looks different from the sponge stock we were seeing earlier, so I wouldn't say it's sponge created. I think it reminds me more of a coralline structure.
Alright. Coming up. Put over this one.
Something yellow.
Maybe debris.
Yeah.
Doesn't look organic. It could be.
Did you come out video?
I was thinking maybe it would be like a palm strand or something like that. It's a little bit too long.
Could be some sort of tape, maybe.
All right, we'll keep going up to this next feature. I think you're starting to feel the move.
Yeah, and I think this is what Sirius was seeing.
Oh, okay.
The larger sonar target.
What are these?
One more step.
Little small guys over here.
And another wall coming up.
Curiosity's killing me. Snap it.
It's a weird structure.
Huh.
It's like something buried.
Like a miniature Stonehenge.
Maybe some sort of worm.
Miniature Stonehenge.
All right, come on, video.
That was good.
Just looked
Wormhenge.
Wormhenge.
I'm gonna snap this. Oh. What's that? It's a rock chilling in a bottle.
No,
can.
Tin can.
Can.
Soda can, maybe.
Looks like Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Yeah.
All right.
Take the Pepsi challenge.
At least 2 of them there.
reflective today, huh, video?
Yep.
We're really on the lookout, trying to keep our eyes peeled for other benthic attached invertebrates. A lot of things here tend to blend in very well with the background. Like small, thin corals, we suspect, could be in this area based on some of the debris we found.
All right, but so now I suspect Sirius might be settling
Piece
out.
of wood.
So
yeah.
once you
There's
get
some
above
wood
this, you can take a peek and then get another move in.
Sounds good. Yeah.
This is one of the larger
How are we lining up with contours?
steps we've taken.
Pretty good. No, yeah.
Something
Oh,
off to
well.
the left, or is that part of the lens flare?
Yeah,
Oh, I
Pilot,
think
it's very
it's,
reflective when
maybe
you
a
get in
fish.
close, but the background
something.
just soaks
Yeah.
it
Or
up.
is it a siphonophore?
Go for fish? Yeah.
No, I
Fish?
think it's maybe a fish.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, looks like congrate type eel-looking fish.
It looked very similar to a cutthroat eel,
Thanks, Copilot.
but it's
Perfect
one of the thicker, heavier bodied ones I've seen. Cutthroat eels or synaphobranchid eels are more common at this depth. I would have seen them in the Pacific and the Atlantic.
Has a lot of scars.
Yeah,
It's had a hard life.
a lot of fights.
Uh-huh.
You know, we haven't seen too many synaphobranchids since we've been in this area, and
I'll come up.
they're usually pretty
Come on,
common
video.
at these depths. I know in the Pacific, we were seeing them everywhere. They were by far one of the more common
Star
fish
in
we
the
see
center.
at depth.
Thinking the same thing. So reflective. You can snap it
Yep.
here, and then we'll keep going up.
Here you go, Chris.
Looks like a
little
different species.
All right.
So-
let me get closer.
Pilots, our Sea Star expert is on the line, or on the chat at least, but I think he has a significant delay.
Yeah, Chris Ma.
Yeah,
Let me know if you feel like you're too close, Copilot, to the wall or anything.
Yeah, I've had eyes on sonar. You're done moving,
Oh, great.
so
All right, I'm gonna get closer
let's
then,
be
video.
about 25 meters out too. I think you're set.
Try to get a close up for him here. It's pretty far away yet. Sounds perfect. All right, video. I think he's in our light pool now. You can come in.
It looks like it has something on its
All right.
body.
tough to say.
You can take a little bit more zoom if you have it.
That's max.
Oh, it's max zoom. Copy. This guy's
There
really
we go.
small. All right. I think that's probably a good view. Thanks, video.
Thanks, pilot. Our depth is around 3,280 meters now, rising pretty quickly. Each one of these steps we were going up previously seemed to be about
I'm coming
3
up.
to 5 meters. This one is one of the more substantial vertical steps we've taken.
I think there's two.
But we anticipate as we move onward,
Oh, okay.
should be getting steeper as well
Scope there then.
as we explore this feature that's suspected to be a type of landslide. Either way, I think it's been biologically a little bit more interesting than yesterday.
Yeah.
Greater diversity of sponges and bigger sponges and bigger corals. Not as many holothurians though, which is kind of to be expected. Canyons are usually hotspots for holothurians because they tend to
if you wanted to frame up
channel
this one,
organic material to the
bulb
deep sea benthos.
I'll spin around it for your video. Let's hold that. Zoom.
This is possibly another stock glass sponge.
This one looks like it could be Sacocalix or something in that family.
Right, I don't think Sirius can quite see over it, but would you mind a 10-meter hop to move a little closer? To keep the wheels turning?
Very low bait.
We'll quarter top
parts
and then
of
we'll
this
call it in.
All right,
individual.
Everybody come wide. That's clear. Just to verify. I'll come up. I suspect it ends like right there, but we'll see. Very interesting terrain today. You can stay there. Kind of lighten up your field there.
Very vertical here.
Oh, look at the overhang.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
More sponges.
Very cool geography. All right, I'll keep coming up.
Sea Star we were looking at just a few minutes ago looked pretty interesting, and I know we're not in a position really to move backwards, but if we see another one, that could be a collection target.
Understood.
If you see something resembling it, we'll try and get a confirmation for you.
Okay.
There might be a little bit lighter colored rock here.
All right. Yeah, Sean.
There's like a break off.
10-meter bump.
Yeah.
All right, 10-meter bump. Go in 1/10. So it looks good to me.
Yeah, he's pretty much perpendicular with slope, and now you can like see more of it, right? So it's starting to, yeah. Clear layer there. Layer of some kind. Hey, let's snap on this sponge while we get the ship moving here. I've seen quite a few of these. This is a big one.
Yeah, this is a pretty common sponge that we've been seeing yesterday and today. This is another glass sponge.
All right, come wide. Yeah, very distinct geographical layer here. You can see it in Sirius pretty well too.
So this is very different from yesterday's dive. We're seeing these step features, and there's this pretty thick sediment drape along this hard ground, and most of the hard ground is covered in this iron manganese covering, meaning that it's been here for quite some time. There's not too much activity in this area.
Yeah, it's crinoid.
It's a tiny crinoid. Looks like it has 10 arms. It's a very small crinoid.
All right, come out video. Take some more trash. We don't need to zoom in, I guess. All right. Keep coming up. What's this white little curly cube? Come in. What is that? Maybe it's just the top of a rock that has some reflection. Oh, it's a really small stalk or something?
It could be maybe a possible tube worm.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if anyone's home. Oops.
Very small. All right, you come out video. Keep going.
Looks like a sea cucumber floating in the water column.
Coming on Cumber.
This is a holothurian sea cucumber. We've been seeing these sea cucumbers pretty regularly throughout the dives.
You let this one go video.
You can see the intestines in the sea cucumber.
Keep moving.
So yesterday we were surveying another landslide in the Mona Canyon, and it was much different from today because we saw a lot of geologically fresh rocks that have fallen in place. So we saw a lot of piles of loose rock